Hi, I'm Michelle with Clark Planetarium, and we've got another engineering challenge for you today. Today we're going to be talking about Mars and the challenges of living on Mars as humans, and we're going to be building a Mars habitat blanket fort. And to do that, I've got two helpers with me. These are my helpers, Moxie and Penelope. They're going to be building a blanket fort Mars habitat with me today. But first we're going to talk about what some of the challenges are that we're going to face trying to live on Mars. So what are some of the differences between Earth and Mars? Moxie?
The gravity.
Right. Their gravity is going to be much different on Mars because Mars is a much smaller planet.
That means gravity would be a lot less. I'd weigh about the weight of a preschooler.
Yeah. Nell, can you think of another difference between Earth and Mars?
Temperature. So a regular day on Mars is about the temperature of Antarctica.
Right, and at night it gets even colder than Antarctica does on Mars. Anything else? What's another difference?
The atmosphere.
Right, the atmosphere on Mars is much thinner than on Earth, and that leads to a lot of problems. Do you guys know any of those differences?
Yeah, there is a lot less air.
Right, we won't have air to breathe. The lack of atmosphere on Mars is a huge problem. It doesn't just mean that we don't have air to breathe, although that's a major hurdle to get over. So if we go to Mars, we'll have to have a way to create oxygen. But it also means we won't have air pressure on our body. Our bodies are used to having 14 pounds of pressure per square inch if you live at sea level, or about 12 if you're in Salt Lake City like I am. 14 pounds on every inch of just air pushing on you. If you don't have that, all kinds of bad things start happening to your body. Your heart would stop and your brain would stop functioning as well. So air pressure is very, very important. There are some other weird things about having a very thin atmosphere as well. Everything on Mars would be really quiet because sound waves travel through air. So everything would be much quieter in a place with a very thin atmosphere like Mars. So are you girls ready to build a Mars habitat?
Yeah.
We've got a habitat to protect us from the low temperatures and low air pressure if we're not wearing our space helmets and spacesuits. But we need to make sure it's going to protect us from natural disasters that they have on Mars, like Marsquakes. Just like we have earthquakes on Earth, there are Marsquakes on Mars. Did that hold up okay, girls?
Yeah.
And because there's not much atmosphere on Mars, shooting stars don't burn up. Meteorites actually might hit it sometimes. Does it withstand meteorite strikes?
Yeah.
Good. And then finally, there are sometimes huge dust storms, even covering the whole planet at times on Mars. So you guys are going to have to do a lot of work just keeping the solar panels clear. I assume there are solar panels on there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we'll need solar panels to create heat and light for us on Mars, and also to create oxygen. Now, the Mars rover that's headed to Mars right now has on it something called Moxie. And this daughter is called Moxie. Moxie on Mars, on the Perseverance rover, stands for Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. So that is going to be creating oxygen on Mars. So we've got Moxie with us to create oxygen. Yep. Let's head into our Mars habitat. So first we've got to go into the airlock. Let's get on in here. It's not until we're in the airlock that we can take our helmets off. Once we open the doors to the habitat, to the airlock, all the air inside is going to rush out. We come in, we seal it up, we fill this back up with air, and then we can take off our helmets. And at that point, we can go into the main habitat. So our Mars Explorer can take off her helmet and head into the main habitat. All right, we're in here. We're safe from the cold temperatures, from the effects of radiation. There's not enough of an atmosphere to keep us safe from radiation on Mars, and pretty cozy. So we can do our science experiments here, learn everything we can about Mars before it's time to go home. Thanks for helping me, girls. That's it for today's engineering challenge. I hope that you will make a Mars habitat blanket fort at home and take a picture and post it. When you do, tag us with the hashtag Clark Planetarium so we can see what you've come up with. Until then, have a good time and see you then.
Bye.